Good evening. Happy Friday. It's your girl, Claudia Jordan, and I'm back with a brand new episode of TGIF, your new favorite talk show. Now, we're here to spill the tea, break down some of the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax. It's Friday. Get you a little something to drink and get ready for this hot tea. Please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
What's going on, Claudia?
What's on your shirt? What is that?
It's a bird.
It doesn't look like that from here. It looks
It's birds.
okay, like sperm, but okay. All right.
Cut it out.
It do. All right. Like they're swimming towards the egg, towards your head. Like they're like, woo. All right, you look nice. And what's up?
Thank
And
you.
please welcome Funky Dineva. What's up, Q?
Girl, Claudia, you getting it started bright and early this evening, baby. This the type
Right.
of show. This the type of show we about to have.
I'm definitely feeling froggy. I'm in my hometown. I'm in Rhode Island. I'm at my mom's house, and you can see some pictures of my I can't do it. My brother. There's all kinds of embarrassing pictures on the wall. I should show y'all during the commercial break. It's pretty funny. But I'm here in Providence visiting my mom, so I'm out here.
Nice.
Yes. I got an Italian mom, but my mother cannot cook. Like I got the one Italian mother that cannot cook. She can really keep a clean house. I know that's messed up. But anyway, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Okay. Al, you good?
Still fighting this cold, but I decided I'm gonna drink with this cold today. So I have a cup of tea, hot tea, and I have some and a margarita,
Okay.
That's gonna definitely make it go away. That's the doctor's orders.
right?
The lemon and the lime with the tea.
And before y'all get to saying we got monkeypox or COVID, we've all been having that summer cold that's been going around. I think I had it first, then Al, and now Q got it. So it's a lot of people have been getting it. So be careful out there. All right, y'all, let's get into these hot topics. Now, we know Bravo fans go really hard, but this story is just sad. Garcelle Beauvais' 14-year-old son, Jax, is speaking out after receiving racist comments from fans of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, apparently due to his mom's feud with her castmates, Lisa Rinna, Erica Jane, and Diana Jenkins. Beauvais shared this message on her Instagram story from her son. From Jax, well, I like to start off by saying I'm still a kid and wish to not be viewed as a fully matured adult because I'm not one. He continued, it's currently my first week of high school. And instead of enjoying it like most kids in my school, I have to deal with being attacked on social media. Now, the teenager also added, I did not sign up for the show, nor do I have anything to do with the show's drama. Jax emphasized that he just wants to be a normal kid and explained that his Instagram is now set to private. What are your thoughts on this story, Al? Let's go to you.
I thought it was sad. I mean, it's really sad. I thought it was sad when grown people feel comfortable antagonizing young kids. I find that more than sad. I find it disgusting. But let me tell you what's more disgusting as I learned more about this story was that someone paid. You guys remember Patrick Summers? I'm sure Claudia, you know him. He's that African American marketing guru that remember he was allegedly paid $27,000 by Kathy Hilton allegedly to create negative stories around Lisa Rinna.
Oh, yeah,
Are you
I did
familiar
hear
with
about
you?
that.
You know him. He's like a light-skinned brother, very handsome.
Mhm.
Anyway, well, he came out yesterday and said that Lisa Rinna, in fact, hired him to harass Garcelle's son. I just find that deplorable. When you are on a show, and in order to keep your seat or keep your peach or whatever, you now have to go hire somebody to chastise somebody's kids. You need to be put in timeout.
That's really tacky that if Lisa Rinna did in fact do that.
Well, he said it.
Wow. Q, what are your thoughts?
It's funny because the fact of the matter is they can't take Garcelle. You see, that's why they have to. That's why they stoop so low. They can't take Garcelle. They can't rattle her. They can't shake her. They can't stir her. And what I find to be particularly sad about this, across the 15, 16, 18 years of the Real Housewives franchises, you have never heard anything like this about any of the other children of the other complexion. You know what I'm saying? And I just find it odd that the black kid gets these attacks. These beefs with these women are nothing new, and no one's kids have ever been attacked like this. I don't understand why the fans are feeling pressed to do this to Garcelle's children. It's just not cool.
Well, following Jack's post, Bravo released this statement. We are shocked and appalled at the social comments directed at Garcelle's son. We urge our viewers and social followers alike to refrain from targeting our cast and their families with harmful rhetoric. And Garcelle's castmate, Erica Jane, decided to clear a few things up. Some people are saying that it was Erica Jane that was behind it as well, allegedly. Jane posted the following message on her Instagram story. When I apologized to Garcelle for yelling at Jax, I also told her that I would apologize to him in person, but that did not make the edit. She continued, I did not hire bots to attack Jax, and my offer to apologize to him in person still stands. What do you think about Bravo's statement? And do you think Erica Jane's message is coming from a genuine place? Funky, what do you think about that?
I mean, Bravo definitely did the right thing. Anything they can try to do to kind of call the attack dogs off, I appreciate them for doing it. That kid is a child. And Erica Jane, I believe her. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't like Garcelle, but you've got to be one cold MFer to want to mess with somebody's children, especially when the children have absolutely nothing to do with the show. It'd be different if the children were interwoven into the show and the child did something to her, but the children ain't got nothing to do with the show. So I do believe that she wants to apologize to Garcelle's son. And I would like to think that she wouldn't attack Garcelle's son intentionally.
Kudos to Bravo for doing that. I think that was absolutely the right thing to do. And again, y'all some grown-ass women on a reality show. There's enough to talk about. There's enough things to read someone about without bringing the kids into it. And whoever is behind it, I mean, according to him, the guy that said he was hired, he did name someone allegedly. I mean, I'm even looking at him with the side of like people that get hired to attack kids on social media. I think that's super whack. Al, what you think about this?
Well, I was very glad to see Bravo step up to the plate and issue a statement immediately. I just feel like Erica Jane, right? Erica Jane, I feel like she got a lot of heat around how she spoke to son. And I think she, the guy did say that he did confirm that Lisa Rinna did pay him, but he did make some type of, he included the other girl, Erica Jane, in the statement as well. Look, I just think that whole cast over there needs to chill out. They need to clean this up, and they need to keep kids out of the conversations.
I agree. Again,
honestly and truthfully, they should be fired.
Yeah.
If that's the God honest truth, and if they did that, much like that in my opinion, that's equally as bad as that Phaedra Candy situation. They should be fired. And it just goes to show Garcelle is a force to be reckoned with. When they can't argue with her and get under her skin, they went as low as said, well, we're going to try to attack your children because they can't get at her.
No, they can't see her. Now, honestly, I would love to see Sheree be a cast member too, because those two together, getting those girls together, okay? Those old ladies in Beverly Hills cannot take the comebacks from either one of them. So maybe that's what they're worried about. Dynamic duo. All right, George Foreman is being sued by two women who claim he sexually assaulted them when they were minors. Based on court documents obtained by TMZ, Foreman is facing separate lawsuits from two women who allege they were sexually assaulted by Foreman when he was in his 20s. The women, identified as Denise S. and Gwen H., claimed they were initially introduced to George Foreman in the late 60s and early 70s by their fathers who were boxing fans. What are your thoughts on these allegations coming out now, Al?
You guys remember when we covered this story, because he made the statement and I made the statement that he must be getting in front of something that's pretty horrific. And remember when I did the math on the show, Claudia and Q, remember I said, guys, this puts them at about 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, the facts are coming out now, and that's exactly what happened. The first accuser, he met her when she was 8 years old, and she claims that he groomed her, talking and calling her and doing touch points with her. At 13 years old, she claims he taught her how to masturbate, and at 15 years old, he in fact raped her several times, including one instance at a San Francisco hotel when she was 15. Now, the second accuser, totally different young lady, says she met him in Philly when she was 15 years old. And then he reconnected with her in California while she was still 15 years old and raped her several times until she turned 16 years old. This does not look good.
Well, Q, what are your thoughts?
So y'all know when the story first broke, I was prepared to be like, go sit your ass down. Don't come over here talking about your Tootsie Cat got took 60 years ago. I don't want to, that the whole Bill Cosby case has opened up the floodgates for people talking about they were raped and molested in 1963 or whatever the case may be. But much to Al's point, that thing a little too detailed for them ladies to be lying. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to say somebody did something to me. It's another to concoct all these details. I mean, it's very detailed, and I don't want to condemn the doggone man, but like Al said, George, this ain't looking good for you and them grills, good sir.
I know it's like the first instinct is to say, what? 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And listen, as a woman, I too be like, damn, why would you wait so long? But I also myself personally have been keeping secrets about some people that y'all may be, shocked have done things.
Mm-hmm. Tell us. Come on, give us a hint.
I put one person on blast before when I was on Jamie Foxx's radio show, and he almost got his butt behind beat about it. And I wish I would have done something earlier, because then I found out more girls said the same thing about him, certain someone. But I'm just saying, let's not be shocked when there's celebrities out there doing it, because it does happen. And a lot of us are scared to say anything for fear of being called a whore, a liar. You're just trying to get money. But there's a lot of it going on. A lot of men are slipping stuff in your drinks. Mm-hmm. And then saying, nah, you want it. You don't remember? You was all over me.
What's going on?
Let me ask y'all a question. So, undeniably, whether they liked it or not, it's inappropriate and it's categorically rape. Right. But do you think they liked it? Like, do you think they, were being fast behind teenagers? Not that makes it better, not that it excuses it away, but you know what I'm saying? When you use the word rape, it puts me in the mind of pinning somebody up against the wall and taking a Tootsie Cat. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it don't make it no better whether they wanted to do it and they enjoyed it or not. But do you think they was down with the get down, despite the fact that they were underage?
I'm gonna say you don't know if you enjoy it at that age.
I think I think if I hear you correctly is it wasn't like he took it, right? Like, even though it is illegal, right? They're underage, and it's no way it can be consensual. I think that's what makes it a rape. Right. My whole thing is, regardless of whether they liked it or not, a 28-year-old man has no business whatsoever putting his what in a 15-year-old girl. Agreed. And you should not be teaching a 13-year-old girl how to masturbate. I don't care. He shouldn't be liking it. He should not be grooming young little girls.
There's a problem with the what we're talking about. You don't know, like your mind's not fully developed at that age, and you are easily manipulated. And this is all allegedly, okay? We want to just make sure we're very clear. It's allegedly until he's right. Convicted, right? When you're a young girl, you are so easily manipulated. And a young boy, how many young boys have been touched and they were led to believe that they were gay and they weren't, because some pervert zeroed in on them and made them think that this is what they wanted. You asked for it. You're fast the way you were behaving, or you had a switch in your walk. I think a lot of girls at that age, I've spoken about something that happened to me when I was a teenager. I was so confused when I left there. Like, what was that? What was that? And you don't really, you're not mature enough to know that you like it because you're still a child.
Yeah.
You're still a kid, and if someone suggests something to you, like you like that, right? You might be like, okay,
And
because
I
you're
think in this case, one of the accusers said that her father worked for him, and when she came over, the first interaction when she came over, when it first happened, he said, "If you want your father to keep his job, you know what you need to do." Well, that wasn't his exact words, but you guys understand what I'm saying.
You know what? And then we will say this before we go to commercial. Let's not, and we also have to say this. Back in the day, in those years, that time, it was more common, and it was a lot of parents were kind of with it, and they were a part of it. They were bringing their kids to these celebrities and supplying this urge allegedly to these people. So doesn't make it right though. All right, y'all. Great convo. Quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more TGIF after this. Welcome back to TGIF. If you're enjoying the show, put some flames or some thumbs up in the chat. Let me go and read some of the comments in the chat. Okay. Let me get into this. Okay, Yolanda Mills says, come on, y'all. Our grandparents are 10 to 14 years apart in age. Older men been placed with young girls since way back. Blame society. Tony starts, Claudia and Al be straight bashing without facts. That's not true. Anna Marie, May Bullock. Q is not victim blaming. His role in the show is to play devil's advocate. He asks the questions that people have. And then someone asked me, Claudia, you always do this. Bring yourself into stories and then not give us the tea. I give my perspective based on my experiences. When I'm ready to tell who put their hands on me or abuse me, that's when I'll do it, not a moment sooner. And that's a problem. Y'all want to know not to help me. Y'all want to know to be nosy, right? Right. And then when I do say it, oh, that didn't happen, you're lying. So I'm not doing it. And that's why a lot of women don't come forward, period. Because we don't get believed, or we're, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So when I feel like it, I will. And I have made it public before. You can do a little Google search and go find some old interviews where I talked about it. But I'm not going to be pressured here when this is supposed to be a light, uplifting show. We're going to have fun as we talk about other people's tragedies. Okay, now moving on. Let's get into this. Sheree Whitfield recently hinted that her highly anticipated clothing line, She by Sheree, will be released soon. Now, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star tweeted, make sure to have your credit cards, hashtag She by Sheree. Are you guys excited for the release of She by Sheree? Q, let's go with you because you're the fashionista here amongst us.
Hell no, she was hunching Tyrone. He was a scammer. That heifer ain't get my credit card number. Okay. Okay. No, I don't want no joggers from the what's it, spring, fall, summer, spring. No, I don't want nothing Sheree selling. No, ma'am.
What you think?
I'm proud of her. I'm very proud of her. It's taken her 10 years to make this happen. Anything that takes that long's got to be good. In fact, I was at the fashion show, you guys know, in Atlanta when she debuted her clothing line. It looked really nice. She had stuff for men and women. It was definitely sports oriented and athletic wear. I thought it looked really good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see her continue this clothing line.
What I'm hearing you say is it took this half of 10 years to come out with some leggings.
No, it was joggers, it was tops. She had an array of fun things. It kind of looked like, you could go from the gym to happy hour, gym to happy hour, or gym to brunch or something like that. It was nice. It was really nice clothes.
Well, I guess she's been really busy though, getting the house together, you know what I mean? And then also the clothes. Like, she's had a lot on her plate. Is that fair to say?
Hmm.
You know what?
I hope it sell. I hope it sell.
Sheree got a banging ass body. I would definitely support some workout clothes by Sheree. Definitely. I think that would definitely that would fit her brand. You know what I mean?
My hope is that she don't do what a lot of these other reality TV people do and come out here with this overpriced mess. Like, don't come at me with no $99 leggings. Like, don't do that.
Right.
$90 leggings is cheap, Q.
Is
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of leggings, during COVID, I was in Walmart all the time and I was looking beat down. I was buying some $3 leggings and I got recognized in there. I was like, and what? These are comfortable. All right, y'all, let's move on. Busta Rhymes smacked a woman's hand after she tried to touch him during his performance and then blasted the woman's man for letting it happen. Take a look.
Stop the music.
Now, can y'all blame Busta Rhymes for protecting his space? And what would people say if he were a woman and a man tried to do this? Al?
Yeah, I think Busta Rhymes was more concerned about where that ring went when he slapped her hand and his ring popped off. I really think that that's what he was more concerned than anything. But he found a ring. Um, yeah, I mean, he wasn't attracted to her attention. And, I do think the rant towards her husband was a little excessive, but you can't tell a man how to feel if he feels violated in front of everybody. So kudos to Busta Rhymes for, tightening that little situation up. These fans are getting a little outrageous, from throwing bears to jumping on stage. We don't know where that could have went.
Okay.
Could have
Q?
gone. Sorry.
He
Q
should
was,
have.
yeah, he
He
was like,
should. He should have jumped on her hand or kicked it. Like, how you gonna stick your hand between somebody's legs while they on stage performing? And you know what? Yes, the rant was a bit excessive, but you were sticking your hand in between this man's legs in front of your boyfriend. He was absolutely right for saying to her man, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you like me to F-U-C-K while your girl? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what she's asking for. You with your girlfriend and she's sticking her hand in between my legs. Like, so,
Well,
like what's the
didn't the song say touch it?
that's what the song said, but you're supposed to keep your hands to yourself.
he
He
also
was
said,
singing a
he also
song, and then
said,
in the song he was saying touch it,
he
grab
also said, put your hands where my eyes can see. I
it.
don't know. It was mixed messages there.
If he would have stepped on her hand, that would have been so funny to me. He would just stepped on her hand.
I'm gonna tell you what, Busta does snap on fan. Like, if you don't come at him 1000% correct, Busta does snap on you.
Yes, he
He don't
does.
let nothing slide. Busta will be like, if you say, can I get a picture? No, he will check you. Listen, if you gonna approach Busta Rhymes, come correct or don't even bother, okay? Because Busta Rhymes does not play that mess at all. I will agree with you, Q, with that. Putting her hands between, I didn't know if it was between his legs. Well, it was, but
It was between his legs.
she didn't touch the
She didn't touch it, but her
But
hand was between his legs.
right. I'm gonna say this. The boyfriend, yes, I would never do that in front of my dude. Like, why would you? It does look weird. It does look very thirsty. It does look thirsty. And yeah, I'm sure the boyfriend the boyfriend probably went home like, why was you doing all that? That was
He should have dumped her ass and left her there.
He looked mortified. Did y'all see him when he was lecturing him? He
Yeah,
was like
that
a
was
deer
embarrassing.
headlights.
Oh well. Okay, a woman
She
on
probably
TikTok
got
is
beat when she got home.
maybe so. Yeah. Allegedly. All right. A woman on TikTok is going viral after sharing footage of the owner of a daycare who she claims threatened her for removing her son from the center. Check this out. What are your thoughts on this woman's behavior, and how would you react would have reacted if that was your kid, Al?
This just really hurt my feelings, how this daycare owner responded to this parent. Now, what we learned in this story was the parent has a child on the spectrum and also has three other kids at that daycare that are family members, and she pulled all of them out. And they got into this heated exchange here, and the daycare owners told her that nobody wants to take care of your child because he's on the spectrum, so good riddance. I just thought that was very, very belittling. I just thought it was disgusting. As a daycare owner, you should never put yourself out there like that, especially when you are servicing a community of kids. But good for that mother taking a stance and removing your kids because and then the daycare owner was also screaming prejudiced comments at her, talking about where she was from, Africa, and making fun of how she walked and talked. It was just disgusting. But you know what, Claudia and Q? I went online, and that daycare is called Symphony's Musical Preschool. And if you look at their business reviews, it's a 1-star rating.
Well, I see why now. Q, what do you think?
Listen, that lady was mad that she wasn't going to get them 3 government vouchers for them kids.
I mean, 4.
4 kids, them 4 government vouchers. Rent high. Okay, that's a lot of income. Daycare is high. Okay, daycare is what it is, y'all. Drop that in the comments. What is it? $230 a week, $250 a week, $300 a week. Daycare is high. Let me tell you something. She done took a quarter of that lady damn income. No wonder that lady was mad. Like now the lady was wrong for going about it the way she did. Maybe she should have went and talked to the lady and seen if it was some customer service that she could have provided the lady. Can we provide your kids some extra snacks, some extra Pampers to keep your business? But she damn sure didn't have no business talking to that woman like that, and then also being a daycare provider saying something like that about a child because you're mad with the parent is just totally despicable. And I'm sure as a result of this, her business is definitely going to suffer.
When do we get so far away from being professional? If you don't like dealing with unruly children who perhaps some may or may not be on the spectrum, off the spectrum, just behavioral problems, hyperactive, there's all kinds of things that come with watching someone's kids, right? You probably shouldn't be in that business because you're going to have to deal with some issues sometimes. And it's just like professionalism has gone out the door with these companies. Like It just seems like they just let anybody watch our kids, operate, get on TV. Like everything's just so ghetto now. Everything's just ghetto and tacky, and 2 weeks of training. Here you go. In Florida, they're saying, hey, anyone can be a teacher now and just be with the kids. We just need you to have graduated high school. I know some dumbass people that just graduated high school that don't even know that that Boston is not a city. Okay. Like it is just wild right now. We have never been as dumb as a country as we are right now. And the dumb, wrong people are getting these jobs with our kids.
Oh, Lordy. She should have fought her ass at that daycare. That would have been funny. I'd have told her ass up at that daycare. She'd have got to talking to me like that in front of all of us.
We know you would have. All right,
I would have showed her what the hell autistic was. Okay, I'd have been autistic and artistic as I painted her ass all across that damn daycare.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. On that note, we'll be back with more TGIF after this. I can see you fighting everybody. Q versus everybody at the daycare, even the kids. Welcome back to TGIF. Shout out to the chat. Y'all know what I meant about that whole Boston thing. I'm just saying people be thinking states are cities and cities are states. Now, me, I just didn't take my brain pills. I'm not stupid. Okay. Speaking of not stupid and things that are very smart, getting your credit together is very smart. And I recently got a new vehicle, and thank God that I already was enrolled in this and my credit has been in check lately. Let me talk to you about the 3-week rule and maybe the best financial advice ever. Now, what is the 3-week rule? Wait 3 weeks to buy that new car. Wait 3 weeks to refinance your home mortgage, and wait 3 weeks to finance any major purchase. Now, why wait 3 weeks? Because that's how fast the average ScoreMaster user takes to boost his or her credit score, an average of 61 points. And listen, 61 points added to your credit score can save you tens of thousands of dollars on everything we finance. ScoreMaster technology was developed by credit data scientists to boost your credit scores higher and faster than you even thought possible. ScoreMaster is really easy to use. It takes about a minute to get started, and you don't have to wait months for your best credit score. Now, how many points can you add to your credit score? Be sure to visit scoremaster.com/T for the special 7-day trial I got for you. That's scoremaster.com/T. Again, scoremaster.com/T. And listen, if you want to be able to buy fabulous Gucci, be on boats like Q, or wear shirts like Al Reynolds, all buttoned up tight, but you know it's expensive, or drive nice cars and have Cuban links, get your credit together and get you that ScoreMaster. All right, we're taking a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more TGIF. Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. Now, during an interview with Entertainment Weekly, the former first daughter, Chelsea Clinton, talked about some of the music that gets her going. Clinton said she's a major hip hop head and said, I listen to a lot of Jay-Z. I listen to a lot of old school Beyonce. Maybe this is dating me, but I really like the stuff from the mid 90s to like late 2000s. She also said she was a big fan of Ye, but stopped supporting his music. Clinton shared why, saying, I've had to let go of Kanye because it's just, I can't. Just the way that he has treated Kim Kardashian, the way that he's talked about women is unconscionable to me. What are your thoughts on Chelsea's choice of music and why she no longer supports Ye's music? Q, let's start with you.
Child, don't nobody give a damn about what Chelsea Clinton and her brown teeth ass thinking. She need to be more concerned about going and getting her teeth bleached than she is not playing Kanye music, as if her one non-listen is gonna change the world. What in the hell do she even do? What does she? I'm more concerned about. I am more concerned about what she do day to day than her not listening to Kanye's music. Who can? Who even are you at this point? You don't even have an identity outside of being Kitten Hill, Hillary Clinton's child, and adultering Bill Clinton's daughter. You have no identity. Who cares?
Q.
Who cares?
You got those beautiful new white teeth done, and now you are shaming the brown tooth community.
Like,
listen,
she just got bigger things. First of all, you are over there in the people business.
The brown tooth community.
She are over there in the
everything's a community.
Whoa! She stopped listening to Kanye. Whoa! His whole career gonna fall apart. Baby, your time would have been better spent going to see Smiles by Dr. Heavenly, okay? Because whatever the hell type of Folgers you drinking in the morning or Lipton tea got your whole mouth stained, okay? Chelsea.
First of all, now you got everybody in the chat putting teeth.
Everybody looks like she gargled with mud, okay? That's what she need to be concerned about. You is too rich for your teeth to be brown. And the one time you pop your brown teeth, yes, on the news, it's about Kanye. No, ma'am, mama. At least if you're gonna be in other people's business and you're gonna open your mouth, make sure your teeth is white.
I'd like to apologize to the people in the brown tooth community and the yellow tooth community and the gray tooth community. These are not the views of Fox. So these simply the views of our fabulous co-host, Q, who got his new fresh white choppers. So now he's shaming all the brown tooth community people. I'm just saying, I want to point that out. Al, what you think about your friend? What do you have to say about Chelsea?
You know, when Q's got a problem with something, he's gonna let you know. Q, she works. I know that she's the vice chair of the Clinton Foundation. So
didn't they steal all the Haiti people money? Now that they don't got all the Haiti people money, and she still ain't with it. No, ma'am. I seen that documentary about that Clinton Foundation on Netflix. That ain't even a good place to work.
First of all, the chat is just putting teeth in the chat, white teeth.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
But
wait a minute, she should. I mean, y'all think about it. You know, Kim Kardashian is doing a collaboration with Chelsea, so they're going to be working on something pretty significant. And I think she just put her little support on Kim's side because of that. She's the loyal type of girl.
And that was some stuff she should have told Kim.
But in her defense, she was probably asked about it. You know what I mean?
She should have kept her damn mouth closed. Or when she answered, she should have answered like this.
She was probably minding her business on her way to a dental appointment, and they stopped her and asked her a question. She's busy.
She should have answered like this.
Look at you. Look at you. Let me see your teeth, Q.
They're done.
Moving on.
You got those good teeth.
Moving on. Here's some news that won't surprise many. Nick Cannon is set to welcome his 10th child, which will be his third child with model Brittany Bell. Cannon revealed the baby news with a behind-the-scenes look at a maternity photo shoot with Bell. He added the caption, Time stopped and this happens. Hashtag sunshine. Hashtag sunrise. SON. Are you guys surprised that Nick Cannon is expecting yet another baby? Who would like to go first? Who would like to go
now?
First? Al. Come on, Al. Rich black man, try to find something. Come on.
Oh, let me see. I can find something. Man, I don't know. This is just not making any sense to me. I'm sorry. It's just not making any sense to me. Do you think Mariah is embarrassed? Would she be? Does she have a reason to be embarrassed? Like, and then number two, I need to see some paperwork. I need to see the paperwork around these baby mamas. Something's going on with these women that we don't know about. I mean, they've got to be incentivized, don't you think, to keep having kids with him? What is going on? Is this a psychological thing? What is going on? I don't know. I
It's
can't figure
almost like
this
it's
out.
trendy to have a kid with Nick Cannon at this point. It's like get out. It's a wave.
You know, I was talking to a friend on the phone today, and I was like, what is his parents saying? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like even though you're grown, your parents still have a certain level of influence over you. Like, what are they saying? Like, why are you doing this? Like it's not funny anymore. It's not
Right.
fun anymore. I don't care that you have money. Like, this is just not cool. It's reckless. Like, I almost think the government needs to intervene. Like, this is just it's sick.
What is the government gonna do, Q?
Where they get that digging into women reproductive rights. I mean, I'm surely they could figure out something to do.
After 8 kids, you gotta go what have a what?
What China put you in jail or kill you after you have two, right? And they got something.
Well, they kill the baby girls.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to kill the kids, but he need a court. He need to be evaluated, and they need to do a court mandated vasectomy.
It is a little weird, and
I mean,
definitely
he's young, he's
We got to
wealthy,
go to
he's
commercial, y'all.
attractive.
he is all of that, but it is weird to have that many kids in a row. It seems like there's something behind that. All right, y'all, we don't want to run behind, so let's go ahead and take this quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more TGIF. Welcome back to TGIF. If you are feeling the show and loving the show, make sure you like the show so we get our numbers up, and we appreciate y'all. All right, y'all, Q and Al. I don't know where to even begin with this story. Two professional Australian footballers are in hot water after they were seen on video engaging in a wild public sex act at a bar. According to multiple reports, the athletes who play for the Glen Waverley Football Club in Melbourne made a bet during a day of heavy drinking, requiring the loser to perform oral sex on the winner. And now there are claims that the wife of the player who performed the act on the other player has dumped him. What are your thoughts on this story? And what's the craziest bet you've lost? Q, you over here smiling. You got something to say. What you got to say about it?
You know, this story is really funny to me because it's very college frat boy, drunken, whatever. Now, I don't know if me and my friends would ever go as far as to make a bet to perform oral sex on one another. I just found this story to be funny. Like, I like challenges. I like bets. I would never do a bet like this. But the fact that they did make this bet and actually went through with it is just so amusing to me. But listen, now that you don't lost your wife behind it, you might as well go around there and keep sucking it. I mean,
This boy.
Did y'all see the video? It was real. He only gave him like about three, the guap, just three times.
well,
It
he
wasn't
better go
like-
right there and give him three more. He don't lost his wife. He might as well figure out how to do it to completion, because hell.
And
I
on
mean-
camera for everyone to see. Al, what do you think?
Well, you know, this was really interesting. I'm like Q. I was intrigued by this. I did see the video, and it looked, and I want you guys to stay here with me just 1 second. It looked very exactly what Q said. It looked very frat boyish. Like, he was like, okay, I lost the bet. He went over to the dude. The dude took his pants down, tried to, get himself ready to get head. And the guy literally gave him head for 2 seconds. It was all, you could clearly see the guy lost a bet and he was, anteing up. Now, this is my question for the panel. Because he gave that guy head, right? That 2 seconds of head. Does that make the guy who did it gay?
No,
And does it make the guy who received it gay?
No, just because you drive a truck one time doesn't make you a truck driver.
So you're saying the fact that the guy who received it, who let this other man orally service him, is not gay?
No, that was an act of dominance.
Mm.
I think he is.
You think so?
I think he was the moment he agreed to make that bet. I don't even think it's about the act. It's about that you were so open. I think that was an undercover way of trying it. You already had it on your mind, because let me tell you something. If there's something I absolutely would never do, I'm not going to put myself in a position to even possibly lose a bet. But if it's something like, when you like someone when you were younger, you would do this. Hey, y'all want to play truth or dare? Because you're hoping someone's going to ask you to kiss the person you already like. We all know this game. And if it's all ugly people in the room or people you're not attracted to, you'd be like, hell no, I don't want to play with y'all, because you already know what's going to happen. 7 minutes in the closet, right? So no, I think the moment he agreed to the terms of that bet, he showed his hand. He was down. He was down. That's what hey, it's my opinion.
I don't agree with that.
Well, you don't have to.
It's funny because I just, it's weird to use the word innocent. I really just think it was innocent frat boy fun. I did
too. The way it looked to me, it was just
very innocent frat boy fun that went too far.
Hell no. I think I would also argue that why does he have to be labeled gay? Why do you have to just be like, oh, you gay?
Penis.
Okay, but doesn't gay mean that you are attracted to the same sex, that you have feelings for the same sex? It's not an act.
I don't know if
there are plenty of straight men that are gay for pay, but they're not gay.
They are gay.
So you think a man that has sex with the same sex for pay, meaning he other than that, his life is heterosexual. You think because he has paid sex, he's gay for pay, that he's gay?
1,000% I do.
You want to know something, Al? You probably would know better than any of us. I saw a comment on YouTube the other day, accused you of being a high-end Hollywood escort. I did. I was like, oh my God, they called my friend. They said you was a high-end.
Al, clearly, you know what? How about this? We didn't solicit questions for the when we're going to have our questions. We have a lot more time tonight. We want your questions, and Q, that could be your question to Al. So save that. Questions for us in the last segment, which is actually in a few minutes. We are soliciting your questions. The producers will put the best questions in the chat. And so that's one of your questions, Q, right?
Yeah.
What kind of question is that?
Well, they said it, Al, and no, but let's talk about it. Like,
really?
Al, I could see you being a high-end.
You know what? And Claudia is here for every second of this. She could be more happy.
I know you to be you were a married man and then you were a divorced man. That was me at Essence. I cannot speak to high-end paid for anything, escorting or none of that. I'm sorry. I personally have not seen that.
I could dive deeper as being an escort.
Really? You can see that?
Yes. It's written all over his face.
Man, cut it out.
You know what? We have one
more. Look,
I'm
not going to down talk anybody how they make their money and how they hustle. But if I had to, I would. I don't have any shame in it. But I'm not. I use a different head to make a lot of my money.
But they might be more money than the other. I'm just saying the economy's tripping right now. Just a little bit. All right. We got another question. Listen, I want to rush through this story so we can get to our questions because the fans are lighting it up. On Wednesday, President Joe Biden announced that the Department of Education will forgive up to $20,000 in student loans for those who received Pell Grants and $10,000 for all the other borrowers earning less than $125,000. It didn't take long for people to post their thoughts on Twitter. One user tweeted, "So who's going to pay the remaining loan?" And another tweeted, "Forgiving student loans sounds great until you ask who is going to be paying those loans back. Go look in the mirror because you are going to be paying them back. They won't be called student loans anymore, but just tax hikes." What are your thoughts on President Biden's move to cancel a portion of people's student loan debt? Let's start with you, Q.
He don't need to cancel a portion. He need to cancel all of them, okay? Let me tell y'all something about me. I graduated in 2005 from Florida State. I had $40,000. Ask me how much I owe now.
How much?
60. I made two payments. Them hoes ain't get my money. They ain't get my money. They not get my money. You might as well cancel all of it. You don't cancel all the PPP. This is my thing. You cancel millions and millions and millions of dollars in PPP loan money, and you mean to tell me you can't just go ahead and cancel all the student loan debt? It's the same button. Press the same doggone button on the computer and let it go. Stop playing with us, Biden. You tricked us for our votes. First, you was doing it for the disabled people. Then you was doing it for this people. You keep leaking and playing with us. Now you're doing 20,000 if you got the Pell Grant and 10,000 if you didn't get the Pell Grant. If I'm somebody who got hell, I owe 60. 20 ain't helping me.
I'm gonna say this. I get your frustration because there is a double standard with the PPP loans, but Biden did not trick us. He actually campaigned on forgiving up to $10,000 of loans, and he actually doubled it. So he actually over delivered. He never said it. He was asked straight up, "Will it be more?" And he said to y'all, "No." And y'all took them loans out. I'm sorry, y'all took, and it was
the only way for us.
That's the only way you can go. That's the only way you can finish your classes.
I had to pay mine too. I had to pay. It took me a long time.
Listen, this is my argument. This is my argument. If we can spend $54 billion in Ukraine, if we can support Ukraine's efforts to the tune of $54 billion, he can give us a little bit more than $10,000 for student loans. I'm sorry.
He should.
There's a lot of discretion. There's a lot of spending in the government that should not be.
He should have did a percentage. It should have been 50%. I know people with over $200,000 in student loan debt.
Right.
That 20 ain't doing nothing.
What 20 are you talking about?
The 20. So if you got
it's
the Pell
10.
Grant,
Pell Grant is 20.
Pell Grant, you get 20. If you didn't,
right.
You get 10.
And remember, Q, you don't qualify for any of it because you make over $120,000, so you can forget getting any of yours.
And that's why they ass ain't gonna never get paid. I fax in them forbearance papers every 6 months.
They started back. They started back January.
I've been out of college almost 20 years, and I've been telling they ass for 20 years I ain't got no job. Okay.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm sure we're gonna be talking more about this because it's definitely been all over social media. I will say this. I love how the White House stopped with this when they go low, we go high thing. And they came and clapped right back and put all the Republicans who are against forgiving student loans on blast and put the exact amount of money they all owe to PPP. I was like, oh yes, this is the kind of White House we need. The polite stuff is out the door. We're not in that.
Especially that Marjorie Taylor Greene. I can't stand her.
She look like Gary Busey, don't she? Hard face biatch. All right. Okay, we got some questions. Oh wait. We'll talk about the Diddy thing next time because I wanted to give that some time. So let's just go ahead and see what kind of question. Oh, let's start with Q's question to Al. Al?
What?
We already finished that.
We already fixed that, didn't we?
Fixed it, okay. Okay, Tanya Sumter says, can we get a TJF meet and greet FOXSOUL people? That's definitely something we should do. Q, have you dated any celebrities?
Yes.
Ooh, who?
Al, are you in a new relationship?
No, not yet, but looking for one.
Has Q and Al had a night together?
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, in Miami after I left.
No.
We shared a hotel room and all.
And there was somebody else there too.
And it was a third person there too.
Very muscular. A porn star, actually.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
What's one word that describes each of you?
Passionate.
Fun. Not a quitter, but that's not really one word. Okay. What else? Is Lil Murda gay for pay? Who's Lil Murda?
That's from P Valley.
Oh. What else? Any other questions y'all got? Oh, they want to meet my mom. My mom's hair is a hot mess. I don't know if y'all saw we signed in. It's like never done. So I don't think she'll come over here. And I don't know if she got a bra on right now. So
Ooh,
I don't know if I
Lord,
want
have
to do
mercy,
it.
Jesus.
Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm looking for more questions, y'all. Y'all got any? Oh, here we go. Someone in Key Biscayne Computer Support Group says, Al's OnlyFans, please. What is the OnlyFans page? Did you ever set up that OnlyFans?
No, not yet.
But you can go to menforrent.com and find them.
I heard he got 5 stars. I mean, wait, I don't mean like that.
Al, let me ask you a question. Al,
what is this?
If you were to be an escort, how much would you charge for one night?
$100.
One night. How many hours is one night?
Like you have to go to dinner with the person, and then
Okay.
you have to go home with them. And
Okay.
how much would you charge?
I would charge, honestly, I've been thinking about this actually. So I think I could do it for $1,000 an hour.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, $1,000 an hour. So you too can have Al Reynolds if you have $1,000 an hour, or 500 if you need a half-hour booking.
There it is.
Okay. Well, you know what, Claudia, who's your celebrity crush? I don't have one anymore. It used to be Idris Elba, Shamar back in the day, but I don't have him anymore.
Have you ever dated anything?
Check the clock, Miss Claudia.
Oh, damn. The time is up once again.
Really?
Y'all took up all the time talking about Al being a prostitute. I want to thank my co-host, Al Reynolds and Funky Done Even. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
Right. This show has we have reached a real low when we talk about me being a
So $500 for a half hour.
Girl, you better talk to that next show.
All right, stay tuned for the house. We'll see you next time.
Bye, soulmates.